Hello and welcome to part 6 of our training. In this part we will see how to develop standard key performance indicators of earned value management, and in the coming parts we will be using all these parameters and KPIs and developing the reports. So let's move into Power BI. So here we are in Power BI. So we need to start, before starting that we need to understand and recall few things, that this is actual cost distribution, actual labor distribution. Okay, we have two type of these things. P6 allow us to have earned value in two different categories, cost and labor. So that's why we have earned value related data in two different fields: planned value cost, planned value labor. Similarly, if you see this resource, there are three type of resource: labor, material and non-labor. We have taken these three tables from this table which was having all these data. Similarly, this activities distributed, this table was having, in fact still having, all these 6 earned value related parameters inside it, but we have taken them outside. So you can avoid it or you can use it, it's up to you. So these are our dimension table. All the tables where we have written distribution DIS, it's our dimension table, and it contains the foreign key. There are two type of foreign keys inside. One is the date type of foreign keys, and the other is the activity ID. So if these are the foreign keys, so where are the primary keys? Here the date is primary key, and here in this part the activity ID is a primary key. Similarly, these are our fact tables, and this is also our fact table. Resource ID is also our fact table. It contains the resource ID as a primary key. This contains resource ID as a foreign key. This also contains resource ID as a foreign key. So that was just a little recall to give you guys understanding. So now we will go and develop the parameters of earned value management. So let's start with the actual cost distribution. So what we have here, first of all, I am going to delete this one and going to make a measure for it, because we discussed that we will be using a measure as a percentage. Although there is no difference to that, because the model which we are going to create, the reports which we are going to create, it will not affect whether you have a calculated column as a percentage or a measure as a percentage. But to make things similar, I am going to make this as a measure as well. So I will delete that. So now I will make the percentage. How to make the percentage? It's simply you need to take the division of this with the budgeted total cost. So you can use quick measure as well and simply divide as well. So I'm going to use mostly the quick measures. So division of sum of actual cost with the budgeted total cost. So how to bring budgeted total cost in this table? One thing to remember as well, this table is not connected through dates. So that means if you change the slicer later in your reports, this will not change the data for total values, because the total values will be coming same. So that's why we are using this as a division, because we don't want below denominator budget to be changed, because it will give the percentage of our whole project. So that's why we are using this. So now this will be called the actual cost distribution %. So I will copy the name and place it here. This. So what else do we need? We need to have cumulative formula for that. So let's develop the cumulative formula. So easy way to do it is to take from the other values if we have developed already. Let's say, yeah, we have developed for earned value. So in fact we have variable as well. So I will just take this formula and try to make it here. New measure, paste the formula, change the name, earned value cost distribution. So now this is my actual cost distribution cumulative. Okay, last variance you are calling it here earned value cost, so I will make it actual cost distribution. So here it is, earned value cost distribution. So I'm going to replace it with the actual cost, so it will bring the table name, which is this date IDs. Okay, here also earned value I will put A, so it will bring the actual cost. Inside that I need to change A, so it will bring this. So you need to, if you have this, you need to make sure that one is deleted if you have two. So just like I'm deleting the one. So here we have this we need to change. It will bring us option for us. Yeah, this is the option now, available option. Here also just bring A, actual cost distribution, and here you can just remove this and it will show you this. So you can remove the other one. Now you know the syntax is okay, so the formula is used. So this is one of the way to use the formula, and you can write by yourself the same formula if you want. So actual cost cumulative, so I need a percentage of this. So the percentage, you can say the method is simply divided by the budgeted total cost. There is no question in that. This is the one. Okay, so name will be same. We need to be consistent with the name so that later easily we can find. So if you want to put percentage here, you can put here, or if you want to put percentage in that actual cost percentage cumulative, it's up to you. Wherever you are putting, it needs to be consistent like that. Okay, actual cost distribution percent cumulative. Okay, so these things are done. Similarly, we need to do them for actual labor distribution. I will do for them as well. Simply I will go and make a new measure. Sorry, I can make a measure and I can make a other one as well. So what is it? This is actual labor distribution percent. And what is the formula? Formula is the division or simple divide as well. Division of what? Divide the numerator part, which is the sum of, okay, what? Actual labor distribution, and inside that we have this part, okay, close the parenthesis, comma, denominator is sum of, okay, what is budgeted total labor unit, because this is the labor unit now. So we need to divide with the labor, so that will give us the percentage. So now it is coming here. So I will make a cumulative for this. I will bring the formula from here, copy this formula and put it here in actual labor. You need to come into this table so that the measure will be calculated in this part. New measure, paste the formula, change the name to this, last date is actual cost, so actual labor distribution, here actual labor, it will be here. Similarly here you need to change actual labor, and in here you can change actual labor and click here, it will be there automatically. Actual labor last distribution is here. Similarly this part, see, it's done already. So this is the quickest way I found, because if you want to practice, I will suggest you to do this by your hand to understand what is going on. We discussed that in part 5 in details, that how these formulas are working. So if you do this formula by yourself for all of them, it will give a very good practice to you and you will understand thoroughly. So I know how formulas are working, so I am just cutting my time short, so that's why I'm just copy pasting from here and there. So this is done. So for this percentage, simply a quick measure, labor unit. Okay, you see here we do not have any sum, no operator, no minimum, maximum, average, because this is a measure. It always bring the scalar value. Okay, this is an iterator because it has a different columns in different rows where the value is coming from. So that's why it is bringing the sum. I can bring the maximum, minimum, average, but we need the sum of this value, and sum is equal to the total budget of your project. So that is going to give me the percentage. So what I will do, simply I will take this name and put it here, and it becomes a percentage for me. It's done as well. So now I will move for this part. This part is little bit done. I need to make the percentage for that. Division, this part divided by the total cost of the project. This. Earned value also done. So now I will go for earned value labor unit, see if something is there. Nothing is there, so I need to take, what I will do, I will go in here, take the formula of this cumulative and will make a new measure here. and paste the formula, change the name. Earned value labor distribution, here earned value labor, we can name it, and then here I will just remove C with the L in the same way, C with L, and here also C with L, so things are automatically coming. This part I will just bring automatically, it is coming here, no worry, L, and the C part will be replaced by L, so the formula is ready quickly. Now I will simply divide this with the budgeted total labor from fact table, budgeted total labor units, and it is done. We will call it cumulative percentage. So now we need to do the same for our plant value cost and plant value labor. So for plant value we have percentages there, and for running total we do not have proper formula. So I will just simply copy this formula, yeah, and I will paste it in the plant value, because this is a quick measure formula done by Power BI, but we have done our own formula. So I'm just pasting it here. Now I'm going to change the name. The name will be PVC, plant value cost, last date PVC, okay, last date. In this part I will replace PVC. Now you see what is the advantage of having similar name and all the coding, so that at least we can do work quickly, we know where to change, what are the things. That's simply making things easy for us. PVC, we know the name of the column, and we know the name of the name of the table. It was name of the table, now it is name of the column, so it came here as well. So formula is there ready. Okay, so now I will make the percentage of this, dividing it by the total cost, because it is C cost, so divided with the total cost. Change the name. So these are parameters we need to develop in order to perform to check the performance of our project through earned value. There are many KPIs still we need to develop, but first we are developing all these values. So in this part, what I will do, I will copy plant value formula, the same practice what we are doing here. Plant value cost will be replaced by plant value labor distribution. Okay, here plant value labor, last date, here C will be replaced by L, here C will be replaced by L, here as well. Okay, in that part it will give automatically here C to replace by L by L. Okay, so this is ready as well. Now divide this by the total labor to bring the percentage. Okay, percentages are here. So these are the basic parameters so far we have developed. Now we need to go into the other things, which are SPI and CPI. Before that we need to recall the formula for them, and secondly we need to see where we want to put them, because we will be putting all the parameters of cost in one area, whether it can be actual cost, earned value cost, or plant value cost, or means if you want to put it in a separate table, it's up to you. But I always prefer to have them in earned value, so that I know that if my SPI cost is required, it is in earned value. I will put the name of the table, so it will bring the data for me. So all the parameters, whether it's a CPI, SPI, schedule variance, cost variance, and estimated completion, all will be coming here. So you can choose where you want to put, but need to put them in one table, so at least you know the location. So how SPI comes? SPI comes through division of earned value and the planned value. So simply I will go into quick measure and divide earned value with the planned value. What is this? This is earned value cost, so divided with the planned value cost. So what it is going to give me? It's going to give me the SPI. SPI of what? Cost, because there are two type of SPI, for labor and the cost. So now I will make here the SPI of, in fact not SPI of labor, I will make the schedule variance of cost first. So what is the schedule variance? It is a subtraction. So new quick measure, subtraction of earned value and the planned value cost is going to give us the schedule variance of cost. So I will name it as a schedule variance, okay, and cost. Okay, so what is schedule variance percent? It's simply the division. You can calculate the percent in two different ways. You can subtract the percent of earned minus the percent of planned, and also if you want to divide, you can simply divide it. So right now in my case, what I'm going to do, simply dividing it with the budgeted total cost, divided by budgeted total cost. So budgeted total cost is coming from here. I will name it schedule variance percent cost. It is done. So now I am going to make a cost variance of cost, which is quick measure subtraction of earned value cost from the actual cost. Okay, actual cost from the earned value cost actually, and it is here. I will name it cost variance of cost, CVC. The percentage is very simple, divide it by the budgeted total cost, not the multiply, sorry, division of so these things are ready. So what else remaining? CPI. So CPI is the division of earned value divided by actual cost. So it is going to give that. So we will name it CPI cost. So the same parameters I am going to make for the labor units, because there are few estimate at completion and estimate to complete remaining. We need to discuss that before. So before discussing them, I will go into the labor part and develop the same key performance indicators there. So first is the SPI of labor, which is earned value divided by planned value labor this time. SPI labor. Okay, so schedule variance labor now, subtraction yes, it is here. So name it schedule variance and labor. So percentage of this is coming from division of this by the total labor. So the total labor is this of the project. Schedule variance percent labor, CPI of labor, dividing this by actual labor, so in order to understand all these things, concept people know that. If you are at this part of training, definitely you previously had experience of earned value, and now you are practically making the key performance indicator to control your project, to analyze the data. So if you do these steps by your hand once, so you will get familiar, very good familiar, you will be very good and familiar with all the software things, where the data is stored in this software, how the data is shaped, which data I need, because now I know that which data I am using. So for example, I will give you an example that why I am choosing to divide with the cost. You know that why we are choosing to divide with the sum of the labor, not only the simple maximum or minimum. Why we need sum? Because we know that this table is not connected with the time period. So once we are means changing our time period, the denominator should not change, because the project budget should remain same. These things will be better understandable once we have developed the reports, and we will be analyzing them to verify and validate our data. So at that point I will connect the same topic, that how to get familiar with the data, that which data is changed due to time changing, which data is changed if you change the filter. So inshallah we will be discussing them in upcoming sessions. So this will become my, it was C, earned value labor divided by actual. So it is CPI of labor. It will go here. Now I need the cost variance of labor. So simply click here, go into this, subtraction of this and between this. Okay, so earned value labor, so it will become my cost variance of labor. Divide cost variance of labor by the project total labor, which is this, will give us the percentage of this. Cost variance percent labor. So far we have developed all these key performance indicators. We still need to develop, so we will see. So what about these labor? We do not need to go into that, because we don't want the percentage. We can create the percentage, but there is no need of as such the need for percentage, because this is not a performance based result. This all labor unit, material and non-labor, they are the part of resource assignment, and resource assignment is not for the performance, it is only for resource management. For resource management, once we are making the reports, we will see what type of analysis we can do there. So before going into the estimate to complete, estimated completion, we can go into P6 and see few things to establish an understanding. So let's move into P6. How earned value is calculated in P6? We know that already, so we will just give a little touch to that. Technique for computing performance percent complete is this, one of them. So we are using activity percent complete, because mostly people use this. If you are using any other, so your calculation may be a little complex in P6 or in Power BI, then you need to create a formula that 50%, what is the meaning of this, what is the meaning of custom, what is 0 to 100, yani if your percentage is until 0.99, you will not consider that as a progress. So mostly people are using this, so we are also using this, but other options can be done. So that means our activity percent complete and performance is same. So the same formula which we have applied there in our DAX formula, there is no issue with that. So why I came here actually to tell you that what is estimate to complete. See, technique for computing estimate to complete, there are 3-4 different criteria to calculate. Estimate to complete is equal to the remaining cost for activity. It can be the remaining cost for your activity. For example, the amount, that means budget at completion, which is the cost minus actual cost. It can be your estimate to complete. Or if you are using a performance factor, you want to check, then there are 4 different options available. You can neglect that it is a custom, you can put any, which whatever best performance suits to you, but there are 3 other options. So how it is working, it is saying that budget at completion, which is the scope, it can be budget at completion cost or budget at completion labor, minus the earned value. Okay, then earned value is your completion of scope. So total scope minus completed scope becomes the remaining scope. Okay, here we are discussing the estimate to complete is equal to remaining cost. So remaining cost means actual cost, whatever has been used, the remaining is actually in your hand, so that is equal to estimate to complete. Here we are saying not the cost, here we are saying the remaining scope, because budget at completion is your scope, you want to finish that, and earned value is the completion of scope. So total scope minus completed scope is equal to remaining scope. But there is a one thing which called performance factor. So you need to check that what is your this PF. If it is 1, so that means whatever scope is remaining is your estimate to complete. Maybe your cost remaining is 20%, but scope remaining is 40%. So you will say I have estimate to complete 40. Okay, you need to choose what parameter, what KPI you want to create from that, because this will be used in estimate at completion as well. Okay, so what else you are going to see? Actually it is not going to use in estimated completion. It can be used if you use the other formula as a actual cost, but what we are going to do, we are going to see that how we are going to understand the estimate to complete for our you can say project, whether it is a remaining cost or whether it is a remaining scope. If there is if it is a remaining scope, then our performance factor is 1, that means actual cost is equal to earned cost. Or if our actual cost is different from earned cost, so then we need to include the cost performance index, because if CPI is less than 1, I'm bad, if CPI is more than 1, I'm good. So if I want to include the bad or a good influence of the project as of today, I can put it here as a performance factor 1 divided by this, so it will be into divide. So it will tell me that whatever the situation happened in the past, so I'm going to follow the same in the future, so it will drive your estimate to complete. Okay, so what happened in past can be of two types: cost wise bad or good, or schedule wise bad or good. So if you want to include the impact of both, so you can put them both, so it's your choice. So all these things we can do we will be doing in DAX in Power BI to understand. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to use this formula, that budget at completion minus the earned value divided by this cost performance index. In case you want to use only this formula or only this formula, or you want to create all the formulas, you can create for your understanding, for your analysis, because all the formulas will be there, so you can compare them side by side, so you can create all together as well. But we will be using this formula, budget at completion minus earned value divided by CPI. So let's go into the Power BI. I will come in here. So now we know that our formula is budget at completion minus. So I will go into quick measure. In fact, not in quick measure. What we need measure here. We will create a measure. Estimate to complete, and what is this? This is cost is equal to what we have. We need to subtract this. So what we want to subtract? We want to subtract the sum of, okay, budgeted, what budgeted, we are in cost, so budgeted total cost, okay, minus we need to subtract sum of, okay, what, sum of earned value, because the scope earned value cost distribution, and this is the part we want to subtract. This is done. Then what else do we want to do with that? We want to divide it with something. So how to bring that divide the formula, okay, this is numerator until this part, okay, divide this formula is, yeah, here, wait a second, until this part. Now here the denominator started. In fact, denominator will start from this part. Okay, now in denominator what we want, see what we have done, we said sum of budget minus the sum of earned, this is the numerator, and in denominator we can bring our CPI. We have two type of CPI. We are discussing everything in the form of cost, so CPI of cost. So this becomes our formula. If you have here SPI, you want to include the impact of SPI here or in another estimate to complete, so you can bring here. If you want to say estimate to complete is equal to the remaining cost, so that you need to bring the budgeted cost minus the actual cost, so it will give you the estimate to complete. So you can use all the factors, all the estimate to completes in your reports simultaneously. They all will be updated together. This is one of them. So in case you want to use, let's say I will give you a little hint that in case you wanted to use estimate to complete in another way, so what would I have done? Simply, let's say this time I will go into the quick measure, because I don't need to divide and subtract in same. Subtract of what? Budget, which is my cost, budgeted total cost, minus what? Actual cost. Let's say this is my actual cost happened so far. So if I divide subtract this, so I will say that whatever budget remaining in my hand is estimate to complete, regardless of the scope. Maybe this value was 100, this is currently, let's say, 75%, so remaining budget is 25% or 25 million, let's assume, but remaining scope can be 50%, because earned value is only 50 so far. So that's your thing now to control how you want to do, but this is one of the case you can create the estimate to complete. If you want to create multiple, it's your choice. So estimate to complete percentage. So let's go into simply quick measure and estimate to complete cost divided by the budgeted total cost. ETC percent cost. Okay, so now estimate at completion is actually what we need to add addition of what? Estimate to complete and the actual cost what we have done so far. So this will be estimate at completion cost and now we will take the percentage of estimated completion with respect to the total budget of the project, that how much more or less it is going to be from this budget. So it becomes estimated completion percent cost. So variance will be, let's say I want to create the variance, VAC, variance at completion. It will be the subtraction of what? Estimated completion minus, or let's say I would bring here the budgeted completion, budgeted completion here minus what? Estimated completion. So now this is going to give me the variance at completion. Okay, it did not come here. I think it came in here. Okay, we need to just change that. Okay, actually I first parameter brought this value into this. We don't want it here, we want in the same field. So what we will do, we can use our own measure for that. Here, new measure, variance at completion cost is equal to the sum of budgeted total cost minus what? Estimate at completion cost. Now this is the variance at completion cost. The percentage of this is going to be the division with the total cost. So quickly I will make for the labor part as well, estimate to complete. So let's say I want the new measure, estimate to complete labor is equal to divide. Okay, we know that we need this, divide the sum of what? Sum of budgeted labor unit, okay, minus the sum of earned value labor unit distribution, this one, denominator what? CPIL. So this is estimate to complete. Okay, divide this with the total labor to make it percentage. Estimate to complete percent labor. Estimate at completion simply is going to be the addition of estimate to complete and the actual labor. Both are labor, so this will also be the labor. So it is going to be estimate at completion labor. Percentage, same way. From the budget value of the labor. Estimate at completion percent labor. So what is variance at completion now? I will make a quick new measure, not quick measure, because I want in the same way, in the same table. It is going to be my variance at completion labor is equal to, the formula says sum of budgeted labor unit, okay, minus what? Estimated completion labor. So dividing this by the total budget will give us the percentage budget of labor. It is done. So now I will calculate the remaining one, which is the TCPI. For that, what I will do, I need to create a new measure, and I'm in the cost. So TCPI of cost is equal to going to be what? We need to know the formula. The formula says budgeted completion minus earned value divided by budgeted completion minus actual cost. So we need division there, we know that. So dividing what? The sum of, okay, budgeted total cost, which is budgeted completion, okay, minus the sum of what? Earned value cost, which is earned value distribution cost is this one, okay. These are my denominators, numerators. What are denominators? Sum of budgeted total cost minus the sum of actual cost distribution and this part. If your actual cost is different here, so you will know the results. Means actual cost is coming from your let's say ERP or from your P6, so you know the difference. So this will create the TCPI for us. This is a prescriptive analysis, prescriptive KPI. It is telling us what needs to be done in each area. Okay, so this is done. Same we will do for the labor. New measure, TCPI labor, okay, and is equal to, we know that we need divide, okay, divide formula of what? Sum of this budgeted labor, okay, minus the sum of earned value labor distribution, okay, in denominator sum of same budgeted labor, okay, minus sum of actual labor distribution, this one. So this is our formula for that. So TCPI labor is also here. So we have created so far all the KPIs. If you want to develop your own, some others, if you have in your mind to create other than earned value any measurement criteria, so you can use that. You know how to develop the DAX formulas, to manipulate the data, to maneuver the data as per your need. Data is not changed inside Power BI. We need to remember that data is changed always in the source. If my earned value is 55%, my earned value cannot be 56, 57% here. I cannot change it. I can just means manipulate or maneuver the data or bring different analysis using DAX. These are the different values, but the source is same, always the same. Source is always changed in the source, means the source for all these KPIs is earned value, because I am creating all the KPIs from earned value, planned value, and the actual value, actual cost. So if these values are changed inside Power BI, this is not the correct way. These values should be changed in the source, data source, which is P6. So you need to make sure your earned value, planned value, and all the things are changed in P6 once you update them, and then you need to bring them. And now you know how to create KPIs. So in the next part, we will be making the reports. We will be seeing how to validate the data, how to use them, and then definitely we are moving further in our training to design the report, to see what is best suited for our analysis, and then we will be going into details to understand the flow of the data, how data is coming from here and there. And in the last part, we will be discussing the integration of drawings with the earned value. So I think this is now completed part 6. So we will be looking into the next part for creation of the reports. Thank you.